Can my landlord evict me? Our biggest update yet for tenants and landlords. Hey there, Christian Walsh, Coldwell Banker Way Associates. We specialize in helping landlords and tenants, buyers and sellers in lovely, lovely California. And we have some big eviction updates, the biggest since the beginning of coronavirus. So we're here to share those today. But two important first things. One, we can't give tax or legal advice. We have done videos to help you find that legal advice. So make sure you look for those links below. Two, you're going to have to research your local area to see if there's an eviction moratorium. And we did include a link below that has a great resource for the state of California, but make sure you check a local website from your government area to see if there's a moratorium in place. So evictions are going to move forward unless certain things happen. But first, let's talk about where we are. So there is no federal eviction moratorium. It expired as of July 24th, 2020, and it was not extended. And despite the executive order that came out, there's some confusion out in the general public. The federal eviction moratorium that helped tenants that were in properties where the landlord had a federally backed mortgage, that eviction moratorium is over. Okay, so there's no federal. State. So in the state of California, Governor Newsom signed several executive orders, most recent being N7120. And what that did is it gave local areas the ability to put in a local moratorium on evictions, and then extended that, allowed those local areas to have through September 30th for an eviction moratorium. So that's what's happened at the state level. Again, you'll have to research at the local level to see if your area did put something into place. Los Angeles, Anaheim, the Bay Area, all throughout the state, they did put in place eviction protection for residential and in many places commercial as well. The statewide protection was exclusively for the non-payment of rent due to COVID-19. In stepped the Judicial Council on April 6th and put in a special emergency rule that prevented any evictions from moving forward other than health and safety. So if somebody set up a meth lab, you can move forward on that eviction, but no other residential or commercial evictions could move forward. So this dramatically expanded the protection beyond non-payment of rent due to COVID-19. So this rule has been in place since April 6th and was supposed to expire 90 days after the emergency was declared over. We're nowhere near emergency being declared over, but the Judicial Council has decided that they are going to sunset the rule. So as of August 13th, 2020, it was decided that this rule would be sunsetted on September 1st, 2020. So a little over 2 weeks between the announcement and the sunsetting of the bill. That means that on September 2nd, evictions will be able to move forward again, courts will be able to issue summons, and this will be for all evictions unless you're protected by a local moratorium on evictions. So why is the Judicial Council doing this? There's many reasons, but one that several folks have brought up is technically a law related to evictions is supposed to come from the legislative branch. Legislative is in charge of laws. And so the Judicial Council, in some folks' opinion, was overstepping their bounds. So the real reason behind this, it seems, is for the judicial branch to push the legislative branch to actually come up with some regulations related to evictions. And there's the gap of the 13th through the 1st that the legislative branch can get that done. And there are some bills in the work that we're going to cover right now. All right, so what now? So there's a few different things that the legislative branch is working on, and there's other stuff that Newsom can do. So Governor Newsom could issue another executive order that will extend the protections due to non-payment of rent due to COVID-19. That is a possibility. He's done it a few times. So there's two main bills that are being pushed through right now that are hoped to protect those who cannot pay rent due to COVID-19. So these are, again, I can't reiterate that enough. This is specific to those who've been affected by COVID-19. Everybody else will be able to be evicted if you stop paying rent for other reasons. So the first one is AB 1436, and this prevents landlords from evicting tenants due to non-payment of rent due to COVID-19. It prevents it all the way through April 1st, 2021, or 90 days after the emergency order is declared over, whichever of those two is sooner. And then it prevents landlords from going after the back rent for 12 months after that date. So what about for landlords? What's included in the bill? It's continued to evolve, as it will. It's not yet passed. But it added a provision that forces mortgage servicers and lien holders to give a landlord up to 12 months of mortgage payment forbearance on their loans. So that's what's in there for landlords right now. The next bill is SB 1410. And this is a voluntary agreement between a tenant and a landlord. So the landlord will not evict the tenant due to non-payment of rent due to COVID-19. And the tenant will pay any of that back rent to the state of California starting 1/1/2024. The landlord is able to deduct from their income taxes starting 1/1/2024 any of the back rent that's owed. Some of the estimates put it around $100 billion that this could cost the state over time, but this is a little more mutually beneficial for tenants and landlords as long as landlords can hold on to get that income until 2024. All right, so what should tenants and landlords do right now? So you're going to continue to need to learn about these upcoming bills and follow where things are in the process. It does look like we are going to get to a point where evictions will move forward. So tenants, landlords, reach out for legal help now. It's never too early. And again, we did a video to help tenants and landlords find that. And then also do that research into your local area. I can't reiterate this enough. Each area has put into place potentially very different protections, and it's up to landlords and tenants to know that. And of course, their legal assistant should know that as well. So those are the things right now that tenants and landlords can do. I hope this has been helpful. Keep subscribed to our channel. Make sure you ring the bell so when these new updates, these brand new updates, when things just change, they come out. And then subscribe to our email newsletter. That's where we're able to also deliver a lot more content for landlords and tenants and buyers and sellers. Thanks for tuning in. This has been Christian Walsh, Coldwell Banker Wire Associates. Talk to you soon.